Hey, this is Mr. Drogemeyer. Thanks for joining me for our Algebra 1 lesson videos. Today we're in Unit 2 looking at lessons 6 and 7, which deal with operations with polynomials. And so we've been talking about what a polynomial is, how do we add and subtract, how do we multiply. In this particular lesson, we want to talk about the concept of closure. And we talked about this earlier in the year. We talked about closure means that, for example, one of the examples we looked at was integers, that when I add two integers together, the sum is always going to be an integer. And so that meant that we had closure for addition with integers, that I'm always going to get that same thing. Well, polynomials are going to have similar characteristics here as well. And first of all, when we talk about a polynomial, we want to just point out that any variables in our expression have to have whole number exponents to be a polynomial. So you can't have x to the 1/2 or x to the 0.5. It has to be a whole number exponent. And then when we're talking about polynomials, the variables, you can't have variables inside of a radical or in the denominator of a fraction. So a radical, that's going to be like your square root, cubed root, those kind of things. So with that understanding, what we find is that polynomials have closure for addition, subtraction, and multiplication, which means that if I add, subtract, or multiply two polynomials together, then my sum, difference, or product, which are the results of addition, subtraction, multiplication, is also going to be a polynomial. So just as an example here, so let's say if I have 5x plus 2 and I add 3x plus 4, well, when I add those together, remember we combine like terms. 5x plus 3x is 8x. 2 plus 4 is 6. I started with a polynomial. I end up with a polynomial. This is specifically a binomial, but it is a polynomial. It has multiple terms. So that's the idea that of closure with these polynomials. We have the same thing with multiplication, the same thing with subtraction. Division does not have closure with polynomials. So that's one thing to remember here from this particular lesson. All right, that's all I've got for you for this one. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And as always, if you do have questions, please let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.